to go live. Get the confirmation email that says that we're live. Hello, hello, come on. That's not an email. Here we go. Oh, I didn't even have the email up. So let's bring the email up right there. And there it is. There's the confirmation email now live on your channel. Okay. All right, folks. It's Bill. You're watching Bill's Box of Sound. I'll be right back in less than 3 minutes while you listen to this little ditty right here.
You old swamp-infested termite, radius germ.
Shut up and sang, boy.
Yeah. She's a rad motorbike chick. She's a rad motorbike chick. She'll take an engine and rip it apart, put it together and it will start. She's a rad motorbike chick. Open throttle, bugs on teeth, leather and chains with a chick beneath. She sits on the back of a Harley hog, getting the high from the Harley smog. She's a rad motorbike chick. She's a rad motorbike chick. She'll take an engine and rip it apart, put it together and it will start. She's a rad motorbike chick. Hair in the pits, drugs on the brain. She'll hit a ramp and jump a train. She'll bust your chops in a nasty fight, clean off the blood and ask for a light. She's a rad motorbike chick. Rad motorbike chick. She'll take an engine and rip it apart, put it together and it will start. She's a rad motorbike chick. Or she is, or at least she must. All the bikers' kickstands she hath done. An angel from hell, she just may be, but after 4 beers, she belongs to me. She's a rad motorbike chick. A rad motorbike chick. She'll take an engine and rip it apart, put it together and it will start. She's a rad motorbike chick. Everybody! She's a rad motorbike chick. She's a rad motorbike chick. She'll take an engine and rip it apart, put it together and it will start. She's a rad motorbike chick. One more time. She's a rad motorbike chick.
Okay. And that just happens to be the end of the first side of the forthcoming album by Spudlock, which will be coming sometime in August, hopefully very early in August or maybe even late July. And I talk about this all the time. So anyway, how are you folks? Good to see you. My name is Bill Camarada, as it says right here, and you are watching Bill's Box of Sound. I do this live stream every Saturday night. Today is May the 13th, Friday the 13th, falling on a Saturday. What does this world come to? But if you like what you see, please come and join us. Check out the other videos on my channel. Hit the like button, please. And if you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate my subscribers. I like having you all here. So, on my fake Zappa calendar here, what day is it? Let's take a quick look. Let's see. Today is the birthday of Blue Lou Marini, the saxophone player, and it's also the 55th anniversary of the release of this lovely little LP, Lumpy Gravy, which was Frank Zappa's first solo album even though he told people at the time that Hot Rats was his first solo album, this is the first album to have him as the artist on it. And it came out just about at the same time that We're Only in It for the Money came out. But that's neither here nor there. But you hear all sorts of Zappa trivia on this show. And you may be hearing some Zappa trivia later on in the show. If you want to make a comment, you got a chat room right over there. and you can, or right over there, and you can uh, type in something, a comment, a question, anything that you want. And later on in the show, we're going to play a little game. Hopefully, it's going to be fun for everybody, mom, dad, kids, everybody. But it has something to do with Frank Zappa, and it has something to do with trivia. Just for fun, we're going to mess around with this. So good to see all of you. And let's see, what new records have I gotten this week? Well, went into my local record and CD exchange place and started looking uh, for records I might be interested in. This place doesn't have too many records. It's got like one little browser, and then it's got a wall that you can just thumb through like that. So it's like going into somebody's house and looking at their collection. That's what it looks like. And all of their jazz stuff is way down on the floor. Now, me being an older gentleman, I got to get down on my hands and knees and look for the records down here. It's a lot of work, but my efforts were not in vain. I did find something, and I posted this on the Jazz Vinyl Lovers page on Facebook, and this record here is what I picked up: Thelonious in Action. Thelonious Monk Quartet with Johnny Griffin, recorded live at the Five Spot Cafe in New York City. Now, this has, in addition to Johnny Griffin on tenor, Thelonious Monk on piano. It's got Ahmed Abdul Malik on bass and Roy Haynes on drums. This is recorded in August 1958. It's a very raw recording. You can hear the audience in the background. As a matter of fact, during one of the drum solos, I think it's on side 2, you can hear the bar's phone ring in the background. Very intimate, a lot of fun. This is a great record. I've listened to this like 3 or 4 times, and it was only $12, and it's in like very good plus condition. I was so happy to get this, and I'm also so happy to be joined by our good friend Spider-Man. How are you? You're good? Awesome. I see you've still got your tattoos. They haven't worn off yet from all of your web slinging and running around, because I know that can wreak havoc on your skin. So that's very, very cool. And let's see. So what else did I do? At the same trip, I bought the vinyl copy of Radiohead's album Kid A, which I like a lot. It's a really good album. And when I got home, ran it through my cleaning process and put the record on and listened to the first song in the album, which is a really cool song. I love this tune. It's called Everything in Its Own Place. And last minute and a half of the song, all of a sudden this scraping noise starts coming on here. Now, I've had this album on CD since the year 2000, and I know that scraping sound is not on there. And it just goes and goes and goes into the end of the song and stops just before the end and then goes into the second track. Don't you just hate it when you buy a new record, a brand new record, and there's a defect on it, and you got to take it back? So what did I do? I took it back, and they didn't have another copy. But they did have a copy of this thing here, Kid Amnesia. What this is it's a 3-record set containing all of the album Kid A, all of the album Amnesiac, and an extra LP of bonus stuff. Now,
You basically bought every single record in the entire world.
Well, not every single record in the entire world, but I Oh gosh, one day I'm going to take you to a place that has lots of records, and that's going to make this collection look tiny. But yeah, I do have a lot of records. I will admit that. But anyway, so I haven't cleaned this up to listen to this because I just picked it up yesterday. But hopefully this one's going to be nice and clean, no caffeine, and tastes good and clean, 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 no scraping noises and all that other fun stuff. So that is that. So, Spider-Man, how has your week been? Anything, anything of really eventful happened to you? No. Bad guys.
Doc Ock.
Say what?
Doc Ock.
Oh, Doc Ock. Gee, he is a pain. I hear you.
He threw me into a wall, and then I got cut.
Ooh.
On glass.
Yeah. Oh, ouch. But you were able to heal quickly because of your spider powers, right?
It was just one tiny scar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, so I'm going to do things in a little different way.
It's really strange.
What's really strange?
Usually the comment box is full.
I know. And we just got our first comment in the chat room from Chief Dancing Ostrich. Hello, good to see you. And let's see, what does it say here? So Doc Ock is not about as bad as Martinez, Leaper X. What do you say to that?
I don't know who Leaper X is.
Well, apparently Chief Dancing Ostrich is a big Spider-Man fan. Maybe you forgot about Martinez or Leaper X.
Never actually seen him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and John from Michigan says, sorry, Spider-Man, I'm eating cereal right now. Cereal is good stuff, isn't it? Especially when it's like Fruity Pebbles. I know somebody who loves Fruity Pebbles. And
Let me guess, Roman.
That's right. Roman just loves Fruity Pebbles. He eats that stuff without milk. Yeah. It says, be glad that you never met Leaper X. Ooh. Sounds like a challenge. Well, maybe someday you'll find out.
I like myself some challenge.
Okay, you do like a challenge. That's awesome. Okay, well, anyway, lots of things happened this week. And I was trying to find a better way of presenting this stuff to you. And I found a way to do so with a little bit of graphics. And it's going to be done just like this with Bill's Box of Sound News. Yes, that's right. I've got some graphics to help us out here. And maybe I can put myself in like this. So I'm right here in the corner and you can see all the other stuff. Well, the first thing is, what's the most important thing on this show? Of course, Zappa News. Now, who are these guys? And why are they so important? Well, you've got the guy with a lot less hair than I have on the top of his head. That is Joe Travers. He's the Vaultmeister. He's been a guest on this show several times. And then there's that guy in the background. That is Chris Bellman. What he does for a living is he cuts the master disc for records. A lot of records that you have in the dead wax, you'll see the initials CB kind of like artistically scrawled in there. That's Chris Bellman. That's that guy right there. And these guys are cutting the lacquer for what's coming out at the end of June, Funky Nothingness by Frank Zappa, the Missing Studio album. Now, this is a video that's on YouTube right now. Bookmark it and watch it. If you're watching this show after the fact, pause this, open up another tab and watch this because it's really cool. They talk about the album and also about vinyl mastering, which I totally geek out on vinyl mastering. It's just me. So check that out. And while you're at it, if you're into Zappa, there's another thing that happened this week. is the latest installment of the Zappacast. Number 2, it's the history and collected improvisation of the mothers of invention with Scott Parker, Phil Circus, and of course, our buddy Joe, the Vaultmeister. And this is the second of 3 programs that they've put together where they are going over a box set that was proposed by Frank that never came out. And it looks like all of the pieces and parts of it are just like everywhere, but some are missing, some can't be found, some Joe has found in the vault, and some things we'll never find for some reason. But they're doing their best to do the archaeological digs necessary to put this into your hands if necessary, if possible. And it's just fun to go into this historical stuff about Frank and see that. So I really enjoyed that. It's a podcast. It's available on Apple Podcasts or any place that you get your podcasts, or even just go to zappacast.com. You can go to zappa.com and find it there and find links to it. So that's a lot of fun. And speaking of podcasts, I geeked out completely on this next one. Now, there's this podcast called the Bob Lefsetz Podcast. Okay, Bob Lefsetz has been writing about music for many, 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 many years. And he has a podcast. And sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's not. But this time it is infinitely interesting. He talks to one of my favorite bass players in the world, Les Claypool. Yes, that's right, the leader of Primus. Talks all about Les's history. He talks about growing up, going to high school with Kirk Hammett, who eventually wound up in Metallica, how Primus started, how he became Colonel Les Claypool of the Flying Frog Brigade. He talks about playing with Sean Ono Lennon in the Claypool Lennon Delirium. He talks about Oysterhead. He talks about the whole kit and caboodle, his wine, flying lessons. It's fantastic. It's almost 2 full hours of Bob Lefsetz talking to Les Claypool. Sometimes Bob asks these wacky, out of the way questions, and you say, why are you asking him these questions? It makes no sense. But Les is a cool guy. He just takes it in the stride, answers it truthfully, and it's an awful lot of fun. You don't know who Les Claypool is, do you? No, you don't. You should. He makes some fun music. Anyway. And the next thing I want to talk about is, let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the Mobile Fidelity settlement. Yeah, remember it was last summer when the guy from the In-Groove, Mike Esposito, he exposed Mobile Fidelity and let everybody know what we had been suspecting for a long time. Mobile Fidelity's records, which are touted as the most original and pure albums that are sourced from the original master recordings, they were not using the analog tapes to master records. They were turning them into high resolution, direct stream digital files, and then mastering the records from those. And they were kind of like wording their marketing as though to make you believe that, yeah, this is the original master recording. And they don't say anything about the steps that they took in between. So a lot of people were really mad about that. So a couple of guys, what they did is they started a class action lawsuit. And they have come to a settlement. They haven't gone to court yet, but they've reached a settlement with the people who were the main plaintiffs, as well as all additional plaintiffs for a class action lawsuit that could reach a total of Mobile Fidelity paying out up to $25 million. And several customers are objecting to this deal, saying that it's tainted by the stink of collusion. This is from a New York Times article. The proposed settlement offered two options for tens of thousands of spurned customers. What they could do is they can return eligible purchases for a full refund, or they can keep the records and receive a cash refund of 5% of what they paid for the record, or a 10% credit on their next purchase from Mobile Fidelity. So that settlement would have allowed it will allow MoFi to keep on doing business and deny any actual wrongdoing in this settlement. And this article goes on to say that it's expected to compensate roughly 40,000 consumers who bought albums that were marketed as analog. A lot of times they never actually say that it's for analog. They say that our source is the original analog tape. It's not a digital thing, but it's kind of misleading. And so that's what's going to be done. That was as of May 9th. The U.S. District Judge that's handling this case, he preliminary approved this settlement, saying that he rejected any claims that it was a result of collusion. So we're going to see what happens. The final settlement on that has yet to be determined. So whether you like it or not, that's what's going on. Now, our last news item, before I just talk about other things that I'm, doing this week, is going back to our little news thing. And hang on a second here. Let me move it to the next slide. There we go. All right, folks. Do you know who this is?
Huh?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, exactly not.
That woman is Dolly Parton. Yep, Dolly Parton. She's coming out with an album. Excuse me. And this album is called Rockstar. Now, a lot of you know that Dolly Parton is a country music star. She's been a star for many, many decades. As a matter of fact, this thing right here is going to be her 49th solo album. But let me tell you how this album came to be. If you don't already, yeah, it's a 4-record set, John. Oh my God, it is. So here's the story if you don't know it already. And if you do know it, I apologize for going through this again. Not this year, but last year, Dolly Parton was nominated to be inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though she's been a country and Western artist all of her life. I mean, she's done a couple of pop songs like 9 to 5, and some of her country songs have crossed over to pop and rock, such as Jolene. But for a country artist of her stature to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a little it just doesn't make sense. And you know what? It didn't make sense to Dolly either. So when she heard about all this, she said, listen, I'm flattered and everything. I understand that you think that my recordings have been influential in the rock and roll genre, but I would like to honestly decline the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the guys from the Rock Hall said, nope, No, no, we're putting you in. We're putting you in. We don't care. We are putting you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They're rude.
What? Well, I agree. So after all of that, she's getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and that. So she thought, well, if they're gonna put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anyway, I might as well make a rock and roll record. So let me pull up my notes here because I know that I've got them someplace. Where's my recent files here?
Is it just me, or did you just hear a Jeopardy sound?
A Jeopardy sound? I didn't hear a Jeopardy sound. What?
No, I heard this. Dun-dun. Like that or question thing.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear that. I did not hear that. Okay, so yeah, she's putting out a rock record, but it is a 4-record set. It's going to have 30 songs on it.
You have got to be kidding me.
I am not kidding. Okay, there's going to be like 8 or 9 original songs from Dolly because Dolly is a phenomenal songwriter. But then she's going to have special guests on this album doing cover versions of lots of popular rock and roll songs. I'm just going to go through some of these songs. Okay, I'm just going to read them off here. Let's see. Rockstar with special guest Richie Sambora. World on Fire, which is the first single, which I believe you can stream now. Every Breath You Take with Sting. Open Arms, the Journey song with Steve Perry. Magic Man, the Heart song with Ann Wilson and Howard Leese on guitar. Long as I Can See the Light, the Creedence Clearwater song with John Fogerty. That's kind of bordering on country and rock. What else? Either Or with Kid Rock. I don't like Kid Rock. I Want You Back. Now, I Want You Back. Is that the Jackson 5 song with Steven Tyler and Warren Haynes of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Maybe.
What Has Rock and Roll Ever Done for You with Stevie Nicks and Waddy Wattel? Prince's Purple Rain. Baby, I Love Your Way, the Peter Frampton song with Peter Frampton guesting. I Hate Myself for Loving You with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Night Moves, the Bob Seger song with Chris Stapleton. Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus. By the way, Dolly is Miley Cyrus's godmother. You know, Dolly's like 77 years old, and this is her first rock and roll record. You know, in some ways, this is funny. And you think, this might be cute, but to me, this is just ridiculous. Then there's, let's see, Rolling Stones Can't Get No Satisfaction with Pink and Brandy Carlisle. Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon doing Keep On Loving You. Heart of Glass, the Blondie hit with Debbie Harry. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me with Elton John. Tried to Rock and Roll Me with that Melissa Etheridge. Now, this, Led Zeppelin fans, you're not going to like this one. Stairway to Heaven featuring Lizzo and Sasha Flute. What's even stranger is there was a Dolly Parton song, I don't know what the name of it is, that had the same chord progression as Stairway to Heaven. And they're saying that Jimmy Page ripped off Spirit with the chords to Stairway to Heaven. This is just getting more and more ridiculous as we go on. She does We Are the Champions. I don't know if she does We Will Rock You. She does a song Bygones featuring Judas Priest's Rob Halford with Nikki Sixx and John 5. Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran guests on My Blue Tears. She redoes What's Up, the Four Non Blondes song with their lead singer, Linda Perry. You're No Good with Emmylou Harris and Sheryl Crow. Heartbreaker with Pat Benatar. Bittersweet with Michael McDonald. I Dreamed About Elvis with Ronnie McDowell and the Jordanaires. Let It Be with Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. And Peter Frampton and Mick Fleetwood. Oh my gosh. And finishing out the set, of all people, well, of all songs, get your lighter and hold it up. Freebird, dude, Freebird, with special guests Ronnie Van Zant, Gary Rossington, rest in peace, and Artemis Pyle and the Artemis Pyle Band. So, if you want to buy this album, it's a 2 CD set. I'm guessing that'll cost around 30, 40 bucks. But if you want the album, it's going to be it will cost you like around 50 bucks or so, or at least $50 to $60 is what it's going to be. Now, it's bad enough that they're putting this out like this, but it's going to be coming out with a selection of different album covers and different color vinyls. Check this out. If you go to the Dolly Parton website and buy it from the Dolly shop, you can get it in clear vinyl. You can get it in red vinyl. This is ridiculous. You can go to Target and get it on metallic gold vinyl. And you can go to Amazon, get the opaque pink vinyl. Go to Barnes & Noble, get the clear blue vinyl. And
Someone would like the clear blue.
Walmart. Vinyl Me Please is going to have their own pressing. And there's even going to be a special dark purple vinyl version that is going to be to independent record stores only. So not only are you going to have 9 different colors of vinyl, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 different 5 different covers of this album. Are you kidding me? Who does she think she is? Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift was able to pull that off. She released this album like with a moment's notice in like 5 different colored vinyl versions, which Swifties just went nuts for, bought every copy. And then they released every single song as a single on Spotify, and it took up like most of the top 10 for the first time in history. Taylor Swift can do that stuff because she's topical, and she put out all new songs. This is just this is comical at best. When this comes out and it's going to be released in November of this year, I will stream it. I will listen to it online, but I'm not going to buy it. And I know that a lot of people are not going to buy it because of just the audacity, the unmitigated audacity of her putting this thing out like this. And mark my words, sometime in 2024, you'll be able to buy massively discounted versions of the Rockstar album by Dolly Parton. That's what I predict. So, what do you think, folks? Let's take a look at what the chat room says. So yeah, John said that her recordings on Monument are very poppy. Yeah, I know that those just got re-released. It's Robert, it's a Magic Man. Whoa, says Chief Dancing Average. And yeah, Kid Rock, ew. And I will listen to anything with Kid Rock on it. Nope. Well, I appreciate your convictions, and I'm pretty sure you will stand by them. But oh my gosh, this is just ridiculous, crazy, nuts. Now, I know that a lot of that information is all news to you, but to people who watch this show on a regular basis, good people all, it's news. So thank you for tuning in to what I call Bill's Box of Sound News. All right.
Are we done?
No, we're about a half an hour into the show. We got like about 25 more minutes to go. But I got more stuff to do, and this may be a lot of fun. Hey, folks, would you like to play a game? Would you like to answer a trivia question? This is something that we're trying because this has been suggested by some friends in the Zappa community. We're going to have a trivia question.
Is there gonna be music in here?
No, we're not going to. We'll probably make some noises at the end of the show, but we're not going to play music now. But I'm going to be giving away to a lucky and smart viewer a copy of this CD single that was put out back in 1991 called you know the song Valley Girl by Frank and Moon Zappa. There's Frank, and there's Moon, and this is a Europe only CD single which has 2 tracks on it. It's got Valley Girl and You Are What You Is. And I know there's a lot of collectors out there that collect all sorts of Zappa singles. The inside of this even has a copy of the handwritten note that Moon gave to Frank, slipped under his door in the studio to say, "Hey, I'd like to do something on your record." And this is something that she's penned to the fans 10 years later. It's really cute. And let's see what else. And it's also got all of the words to Valley Girl on it. So, pardon? Keep an eye out for you. Yeah, I see you. I see you, Spidey. Wait. Is that Peter Parker or is that Miles Morales? I don't know. It's a mystery. But I do know it's Spider-Man. All right, so.
I'm just a mixed races Spider-Man.
Okay. All right, so in order to win this, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to drop a link into the chat room, okay? And what you can do is if you are on a laptop and you've got a little webcam on your laptop right there, what you can do is you can paste this into a tab on your browser. And I'm going to be able to bring a person up onto the screen with me. We're going to talk to you live, and we're going to ask you a question about Frank Zappa. It could be an easy one, could be a difficult one. This one's kind of easy if you are a deep Zappa fan. So I'm going to drop the link into here right now. So grab that link and follow it and follow the instructions to get into the backstage area. And if you do get into the backstage area, go to the tab that you've got YouTube open on and please mute the sound on the YouTube tab, because if you don't, you'll get echo when I bring it up onto the screen.
Yeah, echo.
You have echo? All right. So we're waiting for somebody to jump into the studio here. Just grab that URL from the chat room and follow the instructions.
I got an echo. I love echo.
Yeah, I'll get you echoes later on.
Yeah.
Or maybe even echoes by Pink Floyd.
I want the real echoes.
You want the real echoes?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I'll try to make echoes for you at the end of the show.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I want as soon as I get back in New York.
Let's see. Your MacBook Pro is temporarily disabled and you're away from a laptop. All right. If you're doing this on a phone, you can also do this. Okay. You can copy that.
Mobile stuff?
If you've got a phone and you got a browser, you can also use that to go into your browser, and you can stream yourself into here from your phone as well. So
I see Michaela has a phone.
yeah,
She's watching. She could do it.
well, but the thing is, she would not know the answer to the trivia question. She wouldn't know. She wouldn't have a clue because she's not a Frank Zappa fan. She knows that I like Frank Zappa, and she appreciates that, but
And that's all.
she doesn't like. She doesn't like. She couldn't tell you the name of a Frank Zappa song.
I never knew that.
Oh, people are away from their laptops. Yeah, my MacBook Pro is temporarily disabled. Ah, so come on,
Why is he saying
anybody.
so much?
I don't know. Somebody grab that URL and get into the get into the live stream. Come on. While I'm waiting for somebody to get back into the live stream, I'll tell you about some other things that happened this past week. I got a new preamp for my turntable.
Nice.
I'll talk about the old one now.
Did you just say walk?
I said I'll talk about the old one. Now, I'm gonna say something, and you're gonna think I'm saying a bad word, but I'm not, because it's the name of the company. Okay.
Somebody's on. Somebody's on.
Oh, John! Yes. Okay, John's in the back room. So, and I have a feeling that he'll know the answer to this question. So let's see if I can bring him in on there. Okay, let's get you in like, let's say, or is it like this? It's rather dark where you are, John. Can you talk so we can hear you?
Yes, check 1 2.
Oh, yeah.
Check 1 2.
We can hear you. You sound good. All right.
Tiny box.
Yes.
Cool.
How will anybody see me?
What? Well, you come over here.
There you are, Spider-Man.
There's Spider-Man. Say hi to John.
Hello, John.
Hey, Spider-Man, what's cooking?
Okay. All right. So, now, if you do answer this question correctly, on the browser that you're in, there is a place where you can do a private chat with me. I will ask you to do a private chat and just give me your email address so that I can contact you if you are a winner. So this way I can arrange to get this to you. And this way we will not be sharing your personal information with anybody else.
Of course.
All right. Now I know that you're a big Zappa fan, so you're going to know the answer to this question. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So, in 1970, 1971, the Turtles broke up, and Frank brought the two lead singers for the Turtles into the Mothers, and he called them Flo and Eddie.
Right.
So, tell me, who's Flo?
Oh, that's Mark Volman. Right?
Very good. Yes, Mark Volman. No more calls. We have a winner. Yeah.
That's the fluorescent leech.
Yes, and of course, Eddie. The fluorescent leech, and Eddie is Howard Kalin, of course.
Yeah, Kalin, not to be confused with Volman.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I have an answer for you. Where is it? Not Mark Bolan.
Oh my God.
Mark Bolan.
You know, it's funny. I just thought about the Flo and Eddie today. They sang on Born to Run, didn't they?
I don't know if they were one of the
Hungry Heart.
Hungry Heart. I think they did sing on Hungry Heart. They also sang on the Psychedelic Furs Love My Way.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't hear that. And of course,
as you know, lots of T-Rex. Well, they sang on the T-Rex's Bang a Gong as well.
I love that. Yeah. And other stuff too, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. They've
Zinc Alloy and the Hidden Riders. I know that.
Yep. And who else? I think they even did background vocals on a Tony O.K. album, but they've just been all over the place. And I've read Howard Kalin's autobiography, which is really good. And I know that Mark has just put out an autobiography of his own.
I heard about that. I'm
which
looking
I need
forward
to
reading
up.
that. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
I
is
liked
fantastic.
Howard Kalin's autobiography. I
Yeah,
thought it
that was a lot of fun. A lot of
very
great
informative.
stories. All right. So if you go into the private chat, you can leave me your email address and I'll get in touch with you. And I will ship this to you, possibly along with another little surprise. You may be getting an advanced copy of a
Really?
Spudlock. You may be getting an advanced copy of a Spudlock album.
Oh, well, I'd feel very lucky if that happened. And if that does happen, I'll make sure I reciprocate.
All right.
I just gotta say,
What?
why is your room so dark?
Well, I don't want to shine too much light on my face because it's late and I just finished eating a bunch of sausage and cheese and cereal.
You're the one who said I'm eating cereal.
All right. Well, you do that, but before you jump out, let's see. Let me just check. Have you already done that?
Oh, so I'm hitting chat
Yeah, the private chat.
and give you my address.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna type right now. Hi, John.
You want me to cover my eyes?
Nope. There it is. Yeah.
That's my name.
Yep. There's your name.
So
So,
every time I press
yep.
return, it'll
Get
be
your
a new
email
line.
address. Nobody else can see this except for me.
Oh, just my
And
email?
me.
Well, Spider-Man can see it, but he's not. But he is sworn to secrecy.
Of course. I trust Spider-Man.
Yeah. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Did Spider-Man ever make a record?
There are a couple of records that are Spider-Man themed, and I swear I had one once. There was an album on Life Song Records called Spider-Man Rock Revelations of a Superhero, and it was a bunch of artists on the Life Song label. John Palumbo of the band Crack the Sky, he wrote some songs on that. I even think he wrote the song about Dr. Octopus. But if I had that album, I don't have it anymore. I'd love to find it again. It's a very expensive, but all right. I got your email address there, John. Thank you so much for playing our game, and we will have more stuff. You never know. Next week we will do that. Now, wait a second. Let me just bring it back on to the line one more time. Was there anything else you wanted to say before you drop off there, John?
Oh no, I just didn't want to be rude and not say goodbye before I got kicked out of the room.
Well, I appreciate you for playing. There's a possibility that this may become a regular feature with much more exciting prizes. But I had an extra copy of this, and I look on Facebook and I see on Zappa Collectors, I saw somebody who had like 50 copies of Hot Rats and 50 copies of Chunga's Revenge, all from different countries.
Too much responsibility.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's too many copies.
So that's straitjacket level fascinations.
Exactly. But have a CD single? Not a bad idea. It's just a nice thing to have. Plus, this is an exclusive photo to this CD single, I believe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think there was another version of this where it had like 4. Oh wait, no. In the CD for Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch, I believe in the booklet there was like 3 or 4 pictures of Moon and Frank all in different outfits.
Oh, that's cool.
So that may be cool. All right, so I'm gonna drop you from the live stream. Good to talk to you again, John. It's been many years, even though it's conversed over the internet here and there.
Yes, but, of course. We'll catch up another time.
Yes, definitely. Take care.
Take care.
All right. Let's hear it for John Krautner, Zappa fan and musician extraordinaire, and also a viewer of Those Box of Sound. Yes.
Last live stream, did I?
Did you what?
Sleep?
Yeah, you said you fell asleep for a couple of seconds. You like bent over and you're like, Rrr. And I said, "Are you okay?" And you got up and says, "I think I might have dozed off." And let's see what else we got. I
was really tired.
You know who always checks in? Paul Ayers. Hello, Paul. He says, "I'm at a family birthday party, so I can't stay, but I'll watch the recap. Have a great day, Bill and Spider-Man. Super excited for Funky Nothingness." Yeah, so am I. And let's see, Carlos Von
You have a good day
Shang.
too, Paul.
Yeah. Says, oh, Moon said Frank's fingers are swollen in this picture because of the meds he was taking. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he he was suffering from cancer at that point. But we don't want to talk much about that because that makes me sad. All right. We got like 5 minutes to talk about some more stuff. I want to talk about records that are coming soon to a record store or a internet vendor near you. They Might Be Giants is releasing for the first time on vinyl their album The Spine, which is one of my favorite They Might Be Giants records. Has a lot of great stuff on it. Uh, Queens of the Stone Age announced that they have a new album coming out, I believe, in June. The Foo Fighters have a new album coming out. And let's see. Oh, I was trying to talk about my preamplifier. Now, most people who use turntables, they have a preamp built into their receiver or amplifier or whatever, but some people use an outboard preamplifier. I bought this thing, which is the Manny, and this is by a company. I'm going to have Spider-Man take a look at this. Do you see what that says?
See?
Don't say it. Do you have an idea what that says? It looks like a bad word, doesn't it?
If you just remove the C.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But just to be funny, the guy who made this company decided to spell it wrong so he wouldn't get in trouble. And he calls his company Shit Electronics. Okay? But here's the thing, it's designed in America, it's inexpensive, and it's really good stuff. So, I bought this Manny preamp back in 2019. It was a B stock, so I paid $99 for it. It's got a bunch of dip switches to adjust your gain and things like that. And after this had been around for like 6 years, they came out with a new one, the Manny 2. And that was $149, and it has been receiving glowing reviews on the internet. Somebody no less than Michael Fremer has really boosted that. He said it's good, but it makes my records sound even better than before. That preamp is a step up from your from the one that's inside of your stereo, but over the Manny 1, the Manny 2 really beefs up the low end. It doesn't boost it, it gives it more definition. And this is because of a much better power supply, much better power handling. Oh, it's lovely. So,
I just gotta say,
yeah.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. We'll talk about that later on, Spidey.
Okay. I forgive you.
All right. Java Joel says, my kid reminded me to tune in tonight. Well, thank you. And what's the best record store in Canton? And best restaurant in the Cleveland area? Wow, I don't know. And I don't get out much, especially to Canton. I don't know what the best record store in Canton is. I could probably not even name a record store in Canton off the top of my head. I mean, I may be able to name a couple in Akron, but not in Canton. And Jorge Escalante says, and it says that the Manny plus the Nagaoka cartridge is a match made in heaven. Huh? Okay.
You can say the word. Just say it. Skitch.
Oh, skitch. Well, actually, what some people say is that they call it she-it, because there's an extra I in there too. But anyway, the cartridge that I use on mine, I've got a high output moving coil cartridge. It's the Sumiko Blue Point number 2, which they don't make anymore. But it's a moving coil cartridge, high output. And I do have to switch the switches on the bottom for the capacitive load on it. But man, I'm just so happy with the new Manny 2. So that's about it. It's 55 minutes past the hour. You know what that means? It means I'm going to take this chair and push it back, and we're going to knock stuff over onto the floor.
My goal has finally been completed once again.
Oh my gosh! What are we doing? Stuff everywhere. All right, let's press some buttons. And you can start pressing keys. Start making some noise, and I'll make some noise as well. So. You want that to go faster? Okay, I like that the way it is. I'm going to go get something to shake. Or hit. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. That brings to the end another Bill's Box of Sound live stream. Hope to see you next week. Please like. Please subscribe. Had a great time. Hope you did too. Go listen to some music. Go have some fun. Yes! Happy Mother's Day to Listen to some mothers. Woo! All right, to all viewers except those on the West Coast, stay tuned for your local news. Excuse me. Oh, that's it. Yeah.